Hey everyone, it's Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and today I'm here with a design team post for Fairy Stamper. Today I'll be making this card, and I will be using the Lila and Robin stamp set. I will be using Robin out of that stamp set. I am going to use the Heart Dance Sentiment stamp, and then I'm going to be using Tumbleshine paper. This is going to be a 5.5-inch square card. So I have my black card base I'm going to be using, and then I am also using some silver glitter paper as the background for the card. So I'm going to start out by stamping Robin with some VersaFine Tuxedo Black ink, and then I am going to use my scan and cut to cut that out once I'm through. Now, if you have a scan and cut, one of the things I will tell you is I usually don't keep edges on mine. I make it so that there is no edge. Some people like the edge, whereas it looks as if you were using an actual die to cut it out. I don't normally do that. But if I do end up with a little bit of white around things, I'll just take a marker and color it up and fill in the colors of where, maybe a little bit cut off. So once I cut that out, I am going to use some alcohol markers to just give a little bit of color to the wings. Now these are the palest pastels that I have and that I can use. And they're just greens and pinks and purples and blues. Again, very, very light. I wanted it to kind of match the paper that I picked out with kind of all the different little hues in there, and I think it worked out really well. I was just kind of trying to keep it equal, so I was trying to keep equal numbers of green, equal numbers of blue, equal numbers of pink, and so on as I was coloring. And again, there was no special coloring with this, it was just the straight colors just to give the wings a little bit of color. The next thing I'm going to do is, so the paper I picked out is a circle that has kind of a horizon in the background and the moon, and I thought it would be fun if I cut that out so that you'll be able to see more of the glitter background. So I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and cut that out, and then I am going to take a, what is that thing called? A paper cutter to cut out that scalloped circle, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment inside of that scalloped circle. I'm using some unicorn ink, white ink, to stamp it because I'm using a piece of black cardstock. I was originally thinking about heat embossing it, but then I did heat emboss it and it was a little hard to read, so I decided just stamping it in the white was the best way to go. So one thing I do like about this glitter paper is it has its own adhesive on the back, so I just had to flip off that backing for the glitter paper and stick it on my card. And then I am going to take the circle and I'm going to adhere that, and I'm adhering it directly onto the glitter paper. Now you'll see I'm going to use the ATG tape, but then I'm also going to use a little bit of liquid glue just because of that glitter paper. I want to make sure that it's really stuck down there well, and I don't want it to come up. And sometimes with glitter papers you can have that when you're using double-sided tape. So then I decided I wanted to pop up Robin, and then I'm going to end up popping up the sentiment, and I'm just going to kind of cut those down so I can fit them on the legs because I don't want them to get distorted or get smashed down. And then once I get those down there, I am going to end up taking my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and I am going to sparkle up the wings of the fairy, and then I'm also going to take some enamel dots and finish off the card with that. So again, a pretty simple card, but I think it's a gorgeous card and it came out really well. I'd like to take a moment and ask you to make sure you check out the Facebook page for Fairy Stamper and Fairy Stamper Hugs. There's lots of great inspiration on there. Also, check out the YouTube channel, and there's lots of inspiration on that and how-tos and little tips and tricks, so you can kind of learn some things or at least get some inspiration on what to do with different stamps that maybe you didn't think about. So check those things out. Please subscribe to the channel, and like I said, you can like our Facebook pages, and then you can always check out fairystamper.com, which is where all of these great stamps are, and I will list them in the description below. So again, thank you. I hope everybody takes care. Stay healthy.